So my name is Cody Yanchak. I am a senior payments director for FIS, which is a global payments organization. And I am within their embedded payments line of business, specifically working with payment facilitators, better known as PayFacs within the merchant services space. So typically, my general day-to-day is go-to-market strategies for our SaaS and fintech organizations within the FIS ecosystem.
So you help out small or medium-sized businesses. What is your target or large size? Tell us more about that, Cody.
Man, that's a good question. So my typical client base is all the above, right? I have SaaS companies that are 1-2 man woman shops all the way up to billion-dollar organizations, right? And so it just really depends on who is coming out of our implementations scope of work and who gets handed over to me, right? And so I work with all companies of all sizes, and like I said, my goal is to get these organizations up and running as quickly as possible to help them generate revenue on payments along with their software licensing recurring revenue.
So you literally walk them through their micro goals that they want to achieve, and then you set up a game plan so that they can achieve a macro goal that maybe they did not know that they can implement or achieve, right? So a lot of the times, us business owners, we have blinders that we put on because what we don't know, we don't know. So probably that's where you come in, right? And able to tell me, Mr. Owner, Mr. Business Owner, you're here, we're going to solve that problem, but also we can take you to this next level because the level of expertise that you have, Cody, and also the firm they work for.
Yeah, no, I couldn't have said it better, right, Chris? No, that's exactly what I do. Because again, you got to think, right? These are technology organizations, right? They're really, really good at what they do from a technology standpoint. And they have this customer base of, 200 software licenses all the way up to 5,000, 10,000, right? Software licensed customers. They know technology. They know the software side of it. So once they see the opportunity to embed payments within those software license, right, that they have, those customers, they see it as a revenue opportunity, right? But it also benefits their end customer. But they, and this isn't a bad thing or a negative thing, but they really truly don't understand payments. And so that's where I'm plugged in, right? That's where the handshake happens. I come in, almost like their general manager, right? That doesn't cost them anything. And so I'm plugged in, I assess their business, I assess their goals, and then we put together a plan 30, 60, 90 days, right, to help them get ramped as quickly as possible. Because like I said, at the end of the day, they see the opportunity for revenue from embedded payments. And so I couldn't have said it better, Chris. No, you're spot on. That's exactly what I do. And I'm here to help these companies grow.
I'm so happy that I have you because I know you as a man, I know you as a professional, and I think you're amazing. So I know your clients, when they're with you, they're in great hands. So thank you for being just awesome, Cody.
Appreciate it, Chris. Thanks, man.
All right, brother. How did you hear about Second Chance Credit?
Oh man, so my best friend Malcolm Waters goes way back, obviously, with Chris, and so I didn't know you or Second Chance Credit from Adam, and I was looking to buy a home, and I knew we needed some things done from a credit perspective, and as we were starting to kick the tires on looking at a home. Malcolm, high level knew my situation. He's like, hey, I got the perfect guy. I got the perfect company, Chris Colston, Second Chance Credit. He's like, here's his contact info. Give him a call. You'll be in good hands. He actually helped me and my family, and he'll do the same for you. So it was a referral from my best friend that kind of made that introduction between the two of us.
So when you get that referral and you got to talk to myself, you spoke to your wife, why did you believe we were the best choice, though?
That's a good question, right? I love working with small businesses, right? But I also love the opportunity to, if someone refers me to a business that they've worked with, they trust, that's an instant level of connection and trust for me, right? I know Malcolm very, very well. I know his level of expectations, right, from an end customer perspective. And so I know if he is happy, if he is pleased with the results, I'm gonna feel the exact same way. So I didn't look at anyone else, because if Malcolm says, "Hey, second chance credit is the way to go," done. Okay,
So
where do I sign? So
so
it's pretty simple.
so it's almost like when you get a referral, right? When a customer of yours says, "Hey, I need you to help out my buddy or this other person," it's almost the same thing, right? Like they feel that level of comfort and level of that they're in good hands.
Absolutely, right. And again, I've worked in sales for 15, 16 years, and you always you don't want to feel uncomfortable asking for a referral, but when referrals happen, it is, again, like I said, right, it's almost like an instant handshake. It's an instant connection. The deal isn't done by any means, but it is close. It is 80% there right out of the gates. And so, like I said, my level of trust with Malcolm's expectations gave me that level of trust with second chance credit and you.
Thank you, Cody. So how did we help you out?
Oh man, so it was it was a long road, I'll tell you that, but I'll keep it very simple. We were looking to buy a house, and we started this journey in 2020, and we started, like I said, we started kicking tires. We knew we wanted to move to a certain area of North Texas, which is just outside of Dallas. And we knew we wanted to be there, but we didn't have a plan to get there, right? We just knew, hey, this is what we want to do. And like I said, our financial situation wasn't in bad shape, right? We had money coming in. That wasn't the problem. The problem was the debt, the hole that I personally had dug my family in. And so I knew that without some help, right, I had to put my ego aside. I've worked in banking for many, many years. I'm really good with other people's money, but I'm not good with my own. It's kind of weird. But I knew if I set my ego aside and I let someone come in and assess my situation and help me, we could get to our end goals. And so, from a high level, we wanted to buy a house and we knew we needed help. And that's why we came to Second Chance Credit.
I remember when you wanted to buy a house and then you had the opportunity to build a house.
Yes,
That was a
yes.
cool part. That was a cool part. You told me that curveball, like, Chris, we're not buying a house anymore. I was like, what do you mean, Cody? We've been working, setting this thing up. You've been achieving, and now you're not buying it. What are you doing? It's like, I'm building a house. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, yeah. We ended up going down that road because, like I said, we were looking, like I mentioned, to buy a house, but we had all these boxes that we needed to check. And as we started going through, we realized that these weren't getting checked. You could get two here, but two here weren't checked. Or you can get one here, right, and the other two. And so we knew if we went the route of building a house, I could meet all of my needs. My wife could meet all of her needs, which at the end of the day, that's what I wanted. And so that was the end plan. But that also gave us the opportunity with working with Second Chance Credit to give us a little bit more runway to really hammer our goals and surpass what we were actually expecting. And so that was the curveball we threw, but again, it actually worked out at the end of the day. So
It did. It did. And, talking about that, what you were saying, Cody, many people don't understand that. And they don't understand it because it's never been taught in school. There's no education, financial credit education, and it's in a bad. There's a bad reason why there's no education on this. It's because the United States of America runs on debt. The more
mhm,
debt you have, the more interest rate you pay. And now interest
mhm,
rate is through the roof right now, right? It's almost credit card interest rates are going to the 19% right now. They're starting
it's
there.
crazy.
But also is when we have debt and you're making a great income like yourself and Kendra, you're telling yourself, why pay this debt? Why do that? If we can survive with it, we can navigate through it, why pay it off? But we don't know the impact on the credit score that it does when you have such high debt. And
Mhm.
it almost keeps you shackled and doesn't allow you to move forward in the best way possible for you to get the best rate, the best payment. So there's no education on that. Even if we work in a financial industry, we say ourselves, we'd rather keep money on our side. We'd rather keep money on our side. But I always tell clients, if you have $20,000 in the bank and you owe $20,000 in credit card, what money do you really have?
Yeah.
You're actually losing money because you're paying more interest in the debt than you're getting from the bank. So you're better off just paying it off.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy about, how we Americans understand this, because usually when we make $1, we spend $2.
Yes, yeah. And again, I personally, I grew up very poor. We were on food stamps. I mean, and so we didn't have money. And not that I have, I mean, yes, I'm very blessed right now. I take care of my family, which is really good. But to your point, you're not taught anything like that in school. And so you almost have to learn it the hard way. And that's what I did, right? I mean, it took till I was 38 to finally recognize, oh, wait a minute, this is how I manage my debt. But at the end of the day, I couldn't have done that without second chance credit. So
you will say that we've been a great value to be part of your team. We've been there not just to help you achieve that big dream of building a home or owning a home, but also sustaining, that credit. One of the things I tell all my clients is I don't want to just fix your problems. I don't want to just put a band-aid. I want you to understand what happened, how we got there, and what are we going to do to prevent you from going to that path again.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think for me, right, whenever I look back at the whole situation, when I first got engaged with you and Second Chance Credit, I was in the 500s from a credit score all across the board, and that's embarrassing. I mean, as a man that wants to take care of his family and be there, my wife works as well, but I mean, I'm the provider. To have a credit score like that again is pretty embarrassing. And so as we put together the plan, and that's what it took, right? It's meeting with you on the front end. Okay, let's assess your situation. Here's everything that you have. Let's put it out there, good, bad, and ugly. All right, this is what you have. Now let's fix this piece of it. Okay, so we're going to work on this first, and we're going to go to phase 2. Phase 2 consists of X, Y, and Z. Okay, perfect. Then we're going to go to phase 3. And that's exactly what you did, right? So to your point of, we didn't just stick a Band-Aid on my debt situation, my credit situation. We revamped it, we fixed it, and you taught me best practices on a go-forward basis. And that's exactly what I needed, right? Like I said, I put my ego aside. I knew I needed help, and that's exactly what you did. And so I went from, again, the 500s to the 800 club. And I remember I remember when I first hit the 800 club, I thought it was a mistake, and I sent a screenshot to you. I texted you a screenshot, and I'm like, this isn't right. I mean, come on. I mean, it jumped 80 points. And I was like, this isn't right. And you were like, no, this is what happens, right? Once we do all these things that we're supposed to do, this is the outcome. And I'm forever grateful, right, for you and the team of putting that plan together, not just putting that Band-Aid on, but giving us a plan on a go forward basis.
But I also want to say, Cody, giving you credit and Kendra credit is you guys were able to maintain that. One of the things I was taught a long time ago in school, and I was so proud, when I got my first A. I was like, oh my God, I got an A in this class. This is amazing. And my teacher told me this: anyone could get an A one time, but can you maintain it?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the most difficult thing, Cody, because we can hit that 800, but we could drop to 700 in a second. We could lose 100 points by one missed payment, one careless move. So if we didn't set up all the parameters to be able to sustain that, you won't be relishing, forever on that. So I'm so happy that we were able to get you there, but also that you're sustaining that great success, because you and Kendra and your kids, you guys deserve it. And I'm very proud to tell you that, because I've gotten to know you personally, And I think you're amazing. I think you're amazing as a man and as a businessman as well, Cody.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, and to that point, you're exactly right. So once everything was taken care of, and you see the debt chipping away, chipping away, chipping away to where it's zero, right? Where that one credit card was $30,000, now it's zero. It is a weight off your back, and you realize, I don't want to go down that path again, and I'm not going to go down that path again. And so, yeah, to your point of, yeah, you get 1A, but can you maintain that? That is the goal now. I mean, you have to be strict, you have to be disciplined. And I don't want to go down that path again of just digging a hole, because it is so hard to get out. And like I said, if it wasn't for you guys, we couldn't have got out of that hole. So,
Well, Cody, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for being an amazing client and an amazing friend and a role model, to myself. I look up to you every time I speak with you. I always get golden nuggets. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, Cody.
Man, well, I appreciate that. I'm so glad Malcolm introduced us. I still need to get down there. We'll hit the golf course. I owe you. So yeah, same goes back to you, man. You're such a great person. You're a great business leader. And you really truly take care of your clients. It's not just lip service. You really, really are invested in their success, their goals, and the outcome. And so I can't thank you enough as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Cody. Appreciate it, my brother.
All right, man. Thanks.
Don't leave.